first off, I'm going to show you guys how to make the flower granny square. We're going to be making 8 of these in total. We're going to have 2 of each of our 4 colours to make up the front and back panels. So first we're going to make a slip knot. I'm making a chain of 4. We're going to slip stitch into the first chain that we made, the one furthest away from the hook. And now we've got like a little circle. Chain 3, and this is going to be our first double crochet. So that classes as our first double crochet, and then we're going to be making 11 more double crochets into this circle, so we have a total of 12. If you've got all 12 double crochets, you can just pull the string at the back just to tighten it up a bit. And we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first chain that we made over here just to connect the circle. And then we can just chain 1 and cut that off. Now we can grab our next colour, which is for the petals. You can use any colour you want. I'm just using white because I quite like how it looks. So now we've got that attached, we're going to attach this to one of the double crochets. I normally do like the opposite side. So the petals are made up of 3 treble crochet clusters, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. So for the first one, we're going to be chaining 3, and then we're going to wrap around the thread twice, so that's once, twice. We're going to pop it through the same one we just went through, pulled it through, and then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you should now have 2 loops on your hook. We do the exact same thing, so we yarn over once, yarn over twice, pop it back through the same space, grabbing the yarn, pulling it through, and then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of them. Then you can see we've just made our first petal. But then once we've done our first petal, we're going to chain 2 for the spaces between the petals, and then we're going to do basically the exact same thing but a little bit different. For the second petal, we're going to wrap around twice like so, pop it through the next space where the double crochet is, pulling the thread through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're going to do the same thing, yarn over twice, put it through the space, grab the yarn, pull it through, and then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we have 3. Last bit of the petal, yarn over once, yarn over twice, put it through the same space, grab the thread and pull it through. And you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you should now have 4 loops on your hook. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 to join them all together. And there we have our second petal. So we now have 3 petals going on here, and then I'm going to continue the same for the rest of all the double crochets, chaining 2 and then doing our 3 treble crochet cluster. So once you've done your last treble crochet, we're going to chain 2 like normal. And we're just gonna join that to the top of the first chain that we made here. So just pop your hook through and slip stitch that together, and that is the petal done. You can now cut that off. We've done the middle bit and we've done the petals, and now it's time to do the outside of the granny square. So we're just gonna go into any chain 2 space and just attach it back on. What we're going to do is chain 3 is our first double crochet, and then we're going to be doing 2 more double crochets into this space. We've got 3, and then we're going to be chaining 2 for our corner, and then we're going to be doing 3 more double crochets into that space. Here we have our first little corner, and then we're going to chain 1. We're going to be putting 2 half double crochets into the next space. That is what you're going to be doing for the sides. So we're going to chain 1 and do the exact same thing again, 2 half double crochets. And now we're at a corner space again, so we're going to be doing the exact same we did here. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. There we have, there's our first side happening, which looks good. And then we're going to chain 1. We're back at the side again, so we're going to be doing 2 half double crochets, chain 1, 2 more half double crochets. So now we're back at the corner again, so we're going to be doing 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, 2 half double crochets in the next 2 spaces, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, so 2 more 2 lots of half double crochets in the sides. So I'm going to finish this off and I'll meet you back here. I'm just going to chain 1 and slip stitch it to the top of the chain here. Okay, so that's our next row complete, and then we're going to turn our work over, slip stitch and chain 3. Yeah, so for the next few rows now, they're going to be the same as a normal granny square, where we would have 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets. For the corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So that is what we're going to be doing now. So I'm going to be putting 3 double crochets into the first side space, and then we're going to chain 1 and do 3 more double crochets into the next side space. So you can see we've just done the first side, now we've hit a corner, so we're going to be doing our 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Now you can see for this row we've done our sides, we've done our corner, and we're just going to continue this all the way around till we reach here, and then we're going to turn our work, slip stitch, chain 3 and continue on for 3 more rows, I believe it is. Just finished the square, so these are the 2 of this colour that I'm doing, and now I'm going to show you guys the other colours that I'm going to do. So these are the other 3 colours that I'm going to do for the other squares. So I'm going to be doing 2 of this colour, 2 of this colour, 2 of this colour. We've now got our 4 different coloured squares here, so you should now have 8 of these. Okay, so now you can grab your wool colour of choice. This is the one I've gone for. It's a nice like denim blue shade, and then you're going to be taking your next hook, which is going to be the 6.5 hook. So we're going to start off with the top layer of our row. So in this row there's only going to be 2 and 2, so it's really nice and easy. So once you've got your yarn on your hook, you're going to be taking the top right square and you're going to be doing another row of the granny square. So exactly what you've been doing just before, basically. You're going to be doing a row down here and a row down here, but we're only going to complete the corner halfway. So when you get to this point, do 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then I will come back and show you how we connect it all the way along the sides here. Let's join these together. I'm going to turn it round and then I'm going to zoom in a bit just so you can see things a little clearer. Done 3 double crochets, we've chained 1, and now we're going to connect it to this over here. So what we're going to do is complete the corner still whilst connecting it to this space over here. So we've left off with our chain 1, and then we're going to insert our hook into the other corner space here and slip stitch it through. Going to chain 1 and then finish the rest of this corner by doing 3 more double crochets into this corner space. And then we're going to connect it to the opposite side here. So there's a little space here between the stitches, and we're going to slip stitch it into that space there. Now we've just got our first connecting space. Now we're going to go into this space and do 3 double crochets. So now we've got our 3 double crochets, we can slip stitch it into the opposite space here, just like we did before. And then we're going to do the same, 3 more double crochets here and then slip stitch it here. That's 3 more double crochets, now we're going to connect it there with a slip stitch. Yeah, and that's essentially it for the join as you go method. I'm going to finish off all the way to here, I'll stop and then I'll come back to you guys and explain it again how we connect these corners. I'm connected all the way along here, as you can see, nice and connected, and I'm going to turn my work back around for the corner space back to normal. Yeah, so now we've got to this part, we're going to be doing 3 double crochets, chain 1 into this corner, and then if you haven't already guessed, we're going to be slip stitching it into this corner here. So we've slip stitched that, and then we're going to chain 1. Then we're going to complete our corner by doing 3 more double crochets into this space. We have our other corner connected, and as you guys can see, it was very, very simple. Now, because we're not actually connecting it to anything, we just carry on like a normal granny square round of the 3 double crochet clusters all the way along here, and then finish off this square. Okay guys, we're officially halfway. How exciting. So we've done the top 2 squares, now onto the next 2 squares. Now we're going to be attaching this onto the top right square. So to do this, we're going to be do a row along the bottom, along the side, and I'll meet you guys back here. Now we're going to connect it to this one. Same process as before. We've stopped here with a 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch it into the opposite, chain 1, and then 3 more double crochets. Then once we've done that, we can slip stitch it up into this one here, and now we can just continue on the same method as before, doing the 3 double crochets into the spaces and slip stitching it into the opposite section. So we get back to here, I'll show you how to connect to this section. So when we get to here, we're going to be doing 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then instead of slip stitching it this way, we're going to be slip stitching it this way instead, so that once the square is here on this side as well, that's what the stitches are going to look like. They're going to cross over. Yeah, if you just connected them this way and this way, there'd be a little gap, but you want to connect that gap up by slip stitching it like this. Okay, and now we can connect it to this top left corner here. So the same way we did before, pop your hook through, wrap the hook round, and just pull it through once, pull it through twice, or just pull it through once even. And then we're going to chain 1. And then we're going to turn our work just because it's easier to stitch down here. And now it's connected, we're going to finish off our square with 3 more double crochets. So now we're going to finish off the rest of the square just as before, and I'll meet you guys back. Right, so we've now got 3 squares connected. So I'm hoping now that I've given you guys enough knowledge to go off to do the last square for this panel, and I will meet you guys back once I'm done. Okay, so now we've got that all connected. It's time for the last steps before we connect them all together. So now we're going to be doing 2 more rows around the panel, with one with the same wool we've been using to connect, and then one in a different colour. I chose black because I think it's nice, like it's a nice little border. So first you want to put the front sides of both the panels facing one another and turn them to the side. You'll be attaching all the side to create the armholes. So start with attaching your wool to the corner with a slip stitch. Chain 1 and slip stitch to around halfway of the panel, and you'll need to do that for both sides. Then we'll be creating the neck hole by doing the exact same thing at the top of the panel to about halfway along. So now would be a really good time to try it on and see if you're happy with the fit. So if you aren't happy with the fit, you just need to attach them up further or undo them to make the spaces bigger. So once you've got everything joined together, then you can start on the sleeve, and I've actually already gone ahead and done the sleeve just so you could see what the final product's going to look like. It came out really, really good. So for this, I'm actually going to use a 5mm hook, and I'm just going to go ahead and attach the black yarn onto it. So first step with the sleeve is to join the hook into the corner space at the bottom and do 2 single crochets. And then we're going to be putting single crochets into every single space all the way around. Okay, so now I've gone all the way around the armhole. I'm back now to the last space, and I'm just going to pop 2 single crochets into that space, and then we're going to slip stitch that into the top of the first single crochet that we made in the first space over here. So now I've got that nice little outline, and it's kind of just cinched it in a little bit. And now we're going to do round 2. So the second round now is what you'll be doing for the entire sleeve all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so we've now chained 2, and now we're going to be popping a double crochet into every single one of the single crochets that we just made all the way along. Okay, so I've just popped the last double crochet into this round, and now I'm going to slip stitch it to the top of the first chain that we did here. And then we're going to chain 2, flip our work, and carry on doing double crochets all the way around. And this is what you're going to be doing the entire way down, all the way to the end of your sleeve. You can change colours as much as you like. I did about 8 rounds of each colour, just because that's what I thought looked good, but you can do any pattern or colour that you like. And I'll meet you guys back once we are ready to do the cuffs. Okay guys, so I've now completed the second sleeve, just like this, and now we're going to be doing the cuff portion here. Okay, so to start you're going to want to attach your yarn to your hook and insert it into the sleeve space. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do a single crochet into the next space. I'm just going to crochet over that end there, single crochet. And then I'm going to do a single crochet 2 together to start on the decrease. So to do that, we do insert your hook into the next space, pull up a loop, and instead of finishing it off, we're going to do another single crochet basically. So we're going to insert our hook into the next space, pull up a loop, so you now have 3, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. And then in the next space, single crochet, and in the next space, single crochet 2 together. So exactly the same as what we just did. And we're going to do this all the way around, and once you reach the end, you're going to slip stitch it into the first chain that we did. You're going to chain 1 and turn your work, and then repeat this for a second row. So you're going to do single crochet 2 together all the way along. Back at the start again, and you can see it's starting to shrink a little bit. So we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch that we made here on the second row. We're going to slip stitch into there, and then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now for the third row, we're just going to be doing single crochets all the way around. No more decreases now, just single crochets for the third round. Once you've completed that row of single crochets, you can slip stitch it, and then we're going to work on the cuff bit. So now we're going to chain 9. What we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet into all of these chains that we just made, apart from the one that's already on our hook. And now we're going to join this to the same chain that we just did the chain out of, so the exact same one right under here, slip stitch that into there. So that is now joined. And then we're going to slip stitch into the next chain along. So now we're going to turn our work. We've turned our work, we're going to single crochet into the first chain. And then we're going to single crochet into the back loop only for the next 6 chains. So if you turn your work, you can see there's the back loop of the V. And you're just going to single crochet into the next 6 back loop only to start the ribbing. And then in the last chain, we're going to do a single crochet. So normal single crochet through both loops. And then we're going to chain 1. And turn our work back around. A little fiddly at first, but once you get the hang of it, it is really, really easy. So now we're going to go back and do a single crochet into the top chain. So we've just done a single crochet, now we're going to do 6 single crochets into the back loop only, all the way back down. So just the same thing that we did then. And then in the last chain, we're going to do a normal single crochet through both sides. And now we're going to join that to our band. So in the next space, we're going to slip stitch that, like that. So now that's now joined, and we've got and our ribbing has begun. And then we're going to slip stitch into the next space along and turn our work. And now we're repeating what we've just done again. So in the first space, we're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to do single crochet into the back loop only for the next 6 spaces. And then in the last stitch, we're going to do a single crochet through both sides. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work again. And then we're going to do the exact same thing again, back down. So we're going to do single crochet into the first chain. And then 6 single crochets into the back loop only all the way down. Now 6 single crochets, and now we're going to do a single crochet in the last chain, but through both of the sides. And then we're gonna slip stitch it into the next space along on the band to connect that, like that. And then we're gonna slip stitch into the next space. And then we're gonna repeat that all the way around until you have come back to the start again. So I've just gone all the way back around again, and now we're gonna leave a little bit of a tail and cut that off, because now we're gonna be sewing it together. Just wanna pop your needle onto the end of the thread, and we're just gonna sandwich the two together, both sides together, and we're just going to sew all the way along here. So pretty self-explanatory, just match up the sides and then just sew backwards and forwards, just so the sleeve is now secure. Now we have our little cuff sleeve done. Now got both the sleeves done, we've put everything together. The last few steps are just sewing in all these little scraggly bits that we've got all along here, and that is literally the final steps. I also went ahead and did some decreases on the bottom of the jumper just to cinch it in a bit. Just what I did there was exactly what I did on the sleeves. I just did a couple rows of decreases at the bottom just to cinch that in a bit, but it's totally up to you what you want to do, totally customized to whatever you like. I'm gonna go ahead now and sew in all my little bits and add the finishing touches to my jumper.